You are everything that's wrong with this. I hate you. Okay, welcome back to the Tintin podcast, and I apologize for our absence. We had some technical difficulties.
And some not so technical difficulties.
Yeah, and just some difficulties in general. It's been a tough few weeks for us. So
And that was just on Fortnite.
this is a new series called Wipe,
Wipe.
where
Why are you laughing?
it's a funny name. So it's called Wipe, and essentially what we're going to do in it is we're going to go through several projects which we don't necessarily have the time to go through in great detail. Projects that we both listen to and both have thoughts on, but don't really want to do a full dissection of. So this is just like our way of, having a wipe of it, and you see what comes off, what's the most important parts, and you talk about them. If it's good, there'll be more on the wipe, won't there?
Exactly.
It's pretty clever like that. So we're going to start this off with I by Bon Iver. What do you think of this album, Tom?
Well, we've tried to do this a few times.
Yes, we have. We've tried to do this 3 times today. Let's finally get down and talk to it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Alright, I think this is very much a mixed album. It's got some great songs.
Yes.
God damn it, you caught me cold here. Or have I been lazy?
No,
I thought was great. Hey Ma, Naeem was my favourite song.
Naeem is a great track. It has this really good Kanye vibe to it. Holyfield is my favourite track. Much to your dismay.
And I liked Faith a lot as well, and Salem.
Yeah. So it has this really varied sound palette, as you put it earlier. Every single time we tried to do this, and with that diversity of the sound comes the diversity of the quality. It can be argued. I think that despite there being questionable dips in quality, every single song is within the same kind of vein and is in the same kind of vibe throughout the whole thing, despite there being a difference of sound. Some of the tracks like Naeem are a bit more hip hoppy, whereas Holyfields is a lot more abstract and electronic. It's reminiscent of something by Aphex Twin. I feel that's what I get, the sort of vibe, an IDM sort of vibe from it, or from the start as well, like a kind of dreamy IDM vibe at its best. The music on this project is ethereal and enthralling. It's like walking through a pleasant dream. But the only track which I really didn't like was We, and on that it's a slog, man. I did not like that.
I also thought that as for the more weird ones, I thought Gelmore was an interesting song. It wasn't perfect.
No,
I quite like the chaos of it.
Definitely, I really like the chaos in some of the tracks. I really love the glitchy effects. I love the songs piecing themselves together in some ways. I love the blend of acoustic and electronic elements. I think it's rounded off really well with Shadia or Shadia. I'm not quite sure how he wants us to pronounce that. I think that closes off the project really well. And I feel Rabbi acts as more of an epilogue. I just want to say, talking about how it ends, I love how it starts with this lovely lo-fi track, which is sequenced into the full version beautifully, where you get the full musical experience, all the bass, all the other higher ranges and everything. It is just so full. It's a very eclectic album, I feel.
Yeah, although I didn't like that Man Like You was so short, because I thought that could have been a good song.
Yeah, I agree. It really is cut down too short. Same with Holyfields. I would like a longer version of that.
I'd like no Holyfields.
But on this project, I think because it has a varied sound palette, it is really the vocals, how he uses them, the effects he puts on them, which really underpins the album, and really what makes the project. And I think it's a very listenable project at that. I think it's a solid 7.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and I think that it shows Justin Vernon singing to be a lot better, but I think the instrumentals are also not quite as interesting in places compared to 22 A Million, which I still think is probably his best work.
Yeah, I don't think many
But
people would argue with you in that.
This is still a good 7.
It's okay.
Bam bam.
And so
Aye, aye.
now, yeah, aye, done finally. And from that, let's go on to So Much Fun by Thugger. No one else. This is the first project that I've listened to. I haven't listened to the full project. You gave me kind of the rundown of what are the tracks to listen to. I listened to most of them and some of the other deeper cuts. And yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this one if you'd like to.
Well, it's called So Much Fun. And in my opinion, it's amply named.
Exactly, definitely.
There's a lot of fun songs on here.
Yeah.
I would start with the critique that it is definitely too long at 19 tracks, over an hour long.
And also, the majority of the tracks themselves are like 3 to 4 minutes long, which I just disagree with. I think it should be around 2 to 3, more like closer to 2, hopefully.
But I think the songs that I like, there's probably only 1 or 2 that I look at and I'm like, wow, this is still going. The majority. I think the only other complaint I have is it's very feature heavy.
Yeah.
Which is a gripe I'll get to when I'm talking about my highlights in a second in particular. Because I thought the opener and the close... Well, the opener was good. The closer was a quite old single that I don't know why was the closer, In the London.
Yeah.
We had the hilarious Sup Mate where Future and Young Thug sort of rap the hooks in like British accents.
Yeah. It's very silly.
That one was one of the ones that was too long, but that was hilarious. And I think Future's verse in particular, he keeps on shouting, "Wipe your nose! Wipe your nose!" I don't think I've heard him that high in a while.
Yeah.
Ecstasy is a great song.
Ecstasy
and then he threw Machine Gun Kelly on it for no reason, and now it's not a great song. Now it's only an okay song. It's fucking stupid.
But I mean, just with that bouncy bass line and those bells on the melody, it's not distracting. It has a great tempo. It's a full-on banger. I love it.
And who knows what he's saying on the hook? No one does.
I don't know. I don't even think he knows. Hot has these really great
those horns,
trumpets. They're really brash. There's this flute playing the melody over it, and the flute itself kind of pitch shifts itself. It just goes a lot further down and plays the same melody but on a lower octave. It's so cool. They didn't have to pitch shift it. It's a bit of a version of that. I think it's really cool.
And for once, Gunna sounds interesting.
I also love the ad libs on this. Someone just starts screaming. It's an ad lib. They obviously had quite a bit of fun with this. Surf is the next song that I want to shout out. It has this really fun summery vibe. It is nothing but fun. It is so much fun. It's not complex. It is easy listening. It's just fun, man. It's good.
Yeah, and I also really liked Lil Baby, which just like Surf was produced by Pierre Bourne, I was very happy to see did a few songs on here actually.
Yeah,
because he did so much of the great stuff on Dial It.
Yeah. Also did Magnolia.
And he did I'm Scared as well on here. And all that stuff. It just is his beats are so synthetic and they're so simple, but they're also so good.
They're so catchy.
I also really like Cartier Gucci Scarf. I thought that was a good song.
I wasn't a big fan of that one, but I mean it wasn't the worst, you know. I think the London's a fitting closer with its harp melody and a fast trap beat. It's among the best of the sounds on the album. Yeah, the main criticism I have is that the project is way too long. The good tracks are pretty damn good, but and it is a project befitting of the title, but it really is dragged down by the length of the project. It really should have been a smaller one, I think.
And the amount of features.
10, 12 track album, that'd be alright. Even an EP or something.
Well, I have 15 of the songs here that I liked. So that's just me. Final one I want to shout out, the Mannequin Challenge with Juice WRLD.
Wait,
it was insane. It was produced by J. Cole. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a video.
No, it's just I saw this video of Young Thug doing a mannequin challenge, and he shows himself doing the mannequin challenge in it. He turns the camera around. it's just pretty funny.
Man, I love Young Thug.
He's so much
fun. I think this is his first album.
I've given it a 6. I think it's a lot of fun, but it's yes, it's a lot of fun. It's alright, you know.
I think it's a 7, but if you trim the fat, this could have been a 8 easily.
Yeah. I think trim the fat is a 7 for me, but we're on the same page about what happened with it. So now we're going to talk about a project you're badgering on about me to listen to this for absolutely ages. You just wouldn't shut up about it because of how much you loved it. I think you were saying you heard it in your sleep, I believe.
What is it?
It's Smart Beats by Tori and Mark.
Oh, well, I actually didn't know its existence until you told me today. And I listened to it, and my life didn't change.
No, yeah. It well, I actually kind of liked it. I definitely appreciate where you're coming from when you're saying it's boring.
There were songs. It was 22 minutes.
It did not need 22 minutes long. It probably should have been like 15 or 12 to 15 minutes.
But no, the instrumentals didn't change throughout the whole time they were playing.
That's the whole point, though. I think
it's boring, man.
It's called Smart Beats.
These were dumb beats.
An ambient sort of IDM album, and IDM stands for intelligent dance music. I think, like Aphex Twin, among a plethora of other producers, like make that sort of music. It's ambient music, and maybe that's why it's called Smart Beats, because it's like clever and smart. So a lot of the soundscape, yeah, really good for studying too, actually. A lot of the soundscapes are really dreamy, and a lot of them are very water-like as well. There's a lot of oscillating vocals, some very strong bass lines, but it's not a dance album at all. It's an ambient album. It's there's these at times dissonant and nostalgic chords with synth percussion, which at times sounds like water dripping in a cave. The soundscapes often feel cavernous, and it's a neat little project themed around water. It's nothing special. It's not a reinvention of the wheel. It's definitely not Tori Mar's best, like by a long shot. But it's an interesting direction for him to have gone in, I feel.
It's not even funky, man.
I've given it a 6.
I've given it a boring out of 10.
I surely appreciate that. Another project we'd like to throw in is the Mark Ronson album from earlier on this year, Late Night Feelings, which we in fact actually did an episode but the entire thing corrupted because the FBI hacked the mainframe.
Again.
So despite my apprehension, like approaching this project with it being a pop album and all, I was immediately set at ease when I heard the smooth orchestral intro sequence and how it just smoothly is sequenced so beautifully into the title track, Late Night Feelings.
Which, if like me and you bumped the singles a lot before the album came out, it was a very nice surprise.
So nice. Prelude. Then I really like how it does feel like a sort of a concept album. It's all about, obviously, it's all stemming from Mark Ronson's divorce, isn't it? So, yeah, all the songs are about it's all about meeting someone on night, you know.
It's all about lusting, getting back to
lusting after someone perfectly. Yeah, and then kind of those feelings fading, realizing you're never going to find them again, and then kind of accepting that at the end. What I really love is how it begins and ends with the same chord progression, and at the end it plays the Late Night Feelings chorus, but slower, more kind of melancholy, but without, it's not like a complete downer. It's like, this is going to happen again, I guess, is what it's sort of saying. Life goes on, as it were. You know, the only like main problem I have with this, because it's so well produced, there's such good balance between every part of the instrumentation and the vocals. All the features are pretty great. I found that sometimes the percussion can sound a bit tinny. But that was
my main gripe was with the features. I thought they were patchy. Like, you had some good ones, like Leaky Lee, Miley Cyrus, Camila Cabello, King Princess, and Alicia Keys.
You weren't a fan of Yebba though, were you?
Yebba was like there was those 3 tracks that when I deleted them off my phone, I thought not only did in my head it sounded better, like as in just her voice wasn't there, but also I thought the album flowed better without those songs on there. So I really don't
fair enough.
get it. But hey, whatever, dude.
I felt that she had some moments where she really did shine, though. There wasn't I think Camila Cabello was the best feet. I really loved what she did on. It was Find You Again. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that track. I love on the chorus how it kind of goes like one down, and it's kind of there's that dissonant note that she hits on the chorus, and man, I just hear it now. The last time I listened to this album was a couple of weeks ago, but still I hear it now. It really is pretty damn good. Yeah. So that's a very good pop album, excellently produced. If you haven't checked that out, definitely do. It's banger.
You're helping to fund Mark's divorce as well, so it's a worthy cause.
Yeah. Moving on. And now we're going to talk about something which is the complete opposite of boring. It's super weird and whacked because it's from our boy, JPEG Mafia. The song is called Jesus Forgive Me, I Am a Thought. So, I love it.
Where do we begin?
It's got this weird kind of lackadaisical rhythm with these abrupt changes into a hard drum beat at times. So it's like just drilling into you, and then it'll switch back, and there's this super relaxed piano chord progression which comes in at first seeming like completely dissonant, off key. Yet out of this cacophony comes this great sung chorus, where it all kind of just makes sense, and it's so chill. It reminds me of when he did this single last year where he sang or fitted in the hooks of loads of these 90s boy band songs, and it reminds me of that because like he actually has a decent singing voice.
Not on this song.
I like it. It repeats, and I really liked it. I love that hook of "You better count your blessings for real," and he just brings out that real, and then they auto tune it and bring it down, cascading. It's pretty great. It's a weird track, but it's a good track, and I was a fan, big fan. Peggy,
I thought his raps were very good, but the singing was kind of hard to listen to, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. I really like it. It obviously isn't amazing.
I mean, I personally felt that was what it was meant to be.
Yeah, definitely. It was not meant to be amazing. But I like that. I really like that. Yeah, that rounds us off.
Hey, we haven't done the big day.
For God's sake, we are not doing the big day. If you want to talk about the big day, you can. Do you want?
I'd like to give out a few shout outs though.
No problemo.
A$AP Ferg's Floor Seats was okay. It had some good songs, had some not good songs, such as Life.
Mm-hmm.
Ugly Girl Bumps and Bruises was pretty good. But the one I really want to talk about is Snow Allegra's Those Feelings Again. Swedish singer. It's an R&B album.
Yeah.
But it's very good. And as the title describes, it's quite a lovesick project. But yeah, it's very good.
Not bad.
Is that where we're leaving it?
I think that's where we're going to leave it today. This has been the first edition of Wipe. And it's not going to be a common thing, but there'll be a few more if we need to talk about a lot of things very quickly. I do hope you enjoyed. I have been Tim, and I've been joined by Tom. And yeah, we do.
Don't forget to wipe.
Don't forget to wipe.